name is Antonio Manta, and today I'm going to be explaining to you John chapter 1, verses 1 through 18, which truly tells the story of who Jesus Christ is and why we were put on this earth. This passage means a lot to me in regards to the overall message that is being demonstrated throughout the text. Throughout this passage and the speech, I want you to all think about the term light and what light truly means in this world. While engaging, consider what a light does in our everyday world. So, beginning with the author of John. Sounds pretty self-explanatory, but John is indeed the author of the book of John. However, there are some interesting components that differentiate John from all the others. Some interesting background about John is that he was indeed Jesus' cousin, baptized Jesus in the Jordan River, but more importantly, he was a disciple and an apostle who truly dedicated his life to serve for his king. The staff team on biblicalarchaeology.com explained that the irony that even though John constantly called himself the testimony of the unnamed disciple whom Jesus loved, he brought forth himself a character. And these biblical scholars on this website, they explain that although John does call himself that, possibly John tried to portray himself as Jesus' favorite disciple, John truly didn't care about that, and John's character truly was someone who was always had his back for Jesus, a wingman, if you will. Except Jesus didn't really need him in the first place. But to show John's overall character, I want to tell you a story of the individual qualities that he possesses. I'm going to be sharing you a story of their time with Jesus Christ. So picture this. John and his brother James, accompanied by their father Zebedee, were preparing their nets in a boat when Jesus called out to them. Both James and John left the boat and their father to go follow Jesus. This truly shows John's character and who he was as a person in regards to just dropping everything he had at the time. It could have been money, it could have been a beautiful wife, it could have been anything, but he truly just dropped everything he had, went on his knees, and gave his life to Jesus Christ. Now I'm going to be talking about the persona that John portrays as a witness and a testifier of Jesus Christ. In fact, he specifically tells the author to not get confused on what he's trying to say about himself. That's how humble John really is in the Bible. Basically, John explains to everybody that he was indeed here for a reason, just like you and me. He explains that yes, he was sent by Jesus, and yes, he is significantly special, but note this in verse 8 when he says, he himself was not the light. He came only as a witness to the light. In this verse, John is referring to himself that he is indeed not the light, but instead to essentially shine a smaller light to the bigger light. So I want to tell you guys this illusion to think about. Think about a concert. There's those little strobe lights that shine on the star, whoever's performing. This is pretty much how the Bible was. The disciples were these mini lights, and yes, John was one of the significant bright lights that truly demonstrated Jesus' love. All of these lights at the end were flashing on a grand explanatory power, which was the greatest light of all time. It is no secret that John chapter 1, verses 1 through 18, truly illustrate who John is and what his persona consisted of. Now, drawing back to the introduction, what is light? Well, think about it. When the light bulb was first invented, it truly revolutionized the world in regards to providing nourishment and an overall surrounding for everybody in this world. So, Jesus is the light. That is my main message I want to come across to you guys today. Jesus is the light. There are little lights. I encourage you to become little lights. And these little lights are truly what creates more lights, which truly magnify us on who Jesus is, and who Jesus is the light. Thank you very much.